of Mount St. Helens eruption. I'd stood then in my Seattle shade garden after the mountain exploded and watched the gray ash fall like sooted snow over my bright rhododendrons, my wisteria, my slack windsock, my rusty lawn chair. The only noise that afternoon was the slow-motion drone of a bee as it struggled to fly with ash-laden wings. After a while, the bumblebee simply sank to the earth, shrouded in white. Now in my parents' lawn chair, I felt the same heaviness in the quiet air as I watched another bumblebee drone slowly, unsteadily. I looked up into the blazing blue sky and felt its terrible pressure, the liquid water on the brain swelling like before rain. But there was not a cloud in sight. I stared hard, looking for ash or rockets or some sign that would tell me from what I had to save us. The military element in my family, my father, mother, and brother, stared not at the sky, but at each other. They knew enough strategic secrets between them to gaze at us civilians with the true alarm of deep pity. Much the way parents look at a child who cannot escape injury because the biological imperative is to be upright and walk on one's own. "What do we do?" my sister cried. There were no red trauma phones ringing, no stretchers being wheeled down the halls, no IVs and tubes flying behind like the tin cans and old shoes on a newlywed's car. But we knew what was going on. My generation might as well be called the baby bombers. That apocalyptic moment was natural to us. Hadn't we been trained as children in civil defense drills? Hadn't we sometimes even longed for Armageddon? On that day, when the world cracked open above our heads, we decided, of course, to act. "I'm sorry, but I've got to go," my father said so softly that we had to lean toward him to hear like plants toward the light. Only seconds had passed since the sky had exploded, and in those seconds, Father had remembered all his emergency procedures. Knowing the most national and international security secrets of us all, he had been trained by the State Department and Pentagon to evacuate himself immediately to an underground military facility, Mount Weather, buried in the Blue Ridge Mountains, 45 minutes from our nation's capital. Each year, no one knows when, a training drill whisks my father away to practice civil defense war games in what he calls the secret city. After he gently placed his ice cream dish on the grass, Father gave us a look of leave-taking, so sweeping. It reminded me of my grandfather dying in a hospital bed. It was an expression at once impersonal and blank with love. "I'll go with you, Dad," my brother said, standing up, his aviator eyes scanning the skies. Davy had some idea what the sound was, a new kind of sonic boom, perhaps, or had New York been hit and we had minutes to do what? Davy has borne the worst brunt of our family's emergency personality. He is the only one on hazardous duty every day. He is the male heir expected to fight the good fight. He is the one who will be sent to all those hot spots in the world where armed forces practice nuclear war. Even Davy's wedding was an emergency. One night we received word that we had exactly 4 days to assemble in San Diego. The wedding had been moved up because the Soviets had shot down that Korean jet, and my brother's squadron had been put on special alert. Davy was ordered to ship out, perhaps never to be seen again. From every corner of the country we squeaked into San Diego with moments to spare. At the wedding, we waved goodbye to my brother with fear and trembling. Then, like war widows, we waited for him during the